This, my friends, is the Bose Smart Soundbar. It sounds pretty good, has interesting features like true space technology and something called personal surround sound, where you can pair this thing with your earbuds to create a surround environment. And this is where I tell you to take your money and run. Actually, it's nothing that drastic, but this is Gear Up, and ultimately I'm here to help you guys to figure out if this thing is actually dope or nope, and should you go out and buy one of these like right now. Plus, bonus, if you have the previous gen Smart Soundbar 600, should you toss that out to get one of these? The Bose Smart Soundbar retails for $500, and there are 3 forward-firing speakers, one in the center, 2 on the sides, and I'm not sure if you can see in this lighting, oh there it is right there, at least one of them, 2 outward firing speakers. Although Bose neither specifies the diameter of the drivers nor their frequency ranges, but we'll talk more about SQ later on. There is Dolby Atmos support. There's also AI dialogue mode, which is basically AI will try to read your file or the input source and try to boost dialogue in situations where it's harder to hear it. We'll chat more about that later on as well. There's 2 mics on board and it supports voice control, but it's unfortunately Alexa only. There's no Google Assistant. Besides Alexa, there is, however, constellation-wise, AirPlay 2 and Chromecast support. Over in the back, it's really basic, guys. There's a couple of woofer ports on both ends, and then we have a power as well as an HDMI eARC. They point inwards at this angle, so they create less tension for cables, especially in tight spots or if you're mounting this on the wall. There's a service port that's not USB-C, and then we have a SPDIF as well as an IR and a sub out. So this sub is unfortunately only meant for Bose subwoofers though. And in terms of wireless connectivity, we have Bluetooth 5.0 as well as Wi-Fi, of course. As you can tell, this thing is nice and compact. It's 3.1 kilograms, but more importantly, in my opinion, is the height. It's 56 millimeters tall. It clears most stock TV stands, which is great. 693 millimeters wide. It fits a lot of TV entertainment centers, and 104 millimeters deep. There's no power or playback controls on this device, just a couple of touch buttons right here. So on the right is the action button for Alexa, and this one is just the mute unmute button. When you tap it, it's nice and sensitive as well. Unlike the Cambridge Audio Evo 1 that we looked at recently, the video is up above here, that remote was crappy for the price, but here for $500 you get a really nice one. The membrane buttons on this, check this out. It has a really nice click and feedback, and it has this really nice foot at the bottom too that keeps things flat and stable when you just rest it on any flat surface like a table or something. So yeah, thumbs up to this remote. The Bose app is a grayscale lover's dream, I'll tell you what. Like, every page keeps it simple with black text on gray bars with lots and lots of white, as you can see. But navigating the app is equally simple. Things like Group is where you can, for example, match the soundbar with other compatible Bose products. And here I have the Ultra Open coupled as part of the personal surround sound setup. And more on my experience on that later on in the show. And I also found out in this process that you cannot have more than one Ultra Open paired with the system. Like, say, if you want to watch something with another person, you can't. Audio is where you can tweak the sound output to your liking. It's kind of like EQ, but EQ light, I would say. Although, I would have liked presets for things like gaming and music. Now, the only colors you'll see on this app is in the internet radio page or the tab. And I like that the app has filters to drill down to the stations you want, even if the selection is not super comprehensive. One thing in common among Bose products released in, say, the last few years that I noticed is initialization speed. They're just a tick or two quicker to launch than others, and it's very similar to how Sonos does things. From the QC Ultra headphones to the Ultra Open to their cheaper stuff like the QC earbuds, and now this. These devices are all ready to go the moment they're connected to their paired devices. Other brands may tell you that they're fast, but hide the whole energizing initialization process behind lengthy boot up voiceovers or tunes that tell you it's powering on and, connected. You've heard the tones before, you know what I'm talking about. With the Smart Soundbar, it's just like a short tone and boom, you can press play pretty much immediately. And I like that kind of responsiveness. We can knock on soundbars all day long, all we want, guys, but very few things beat this kind of plug-and-play ability. The set comes with a power, an HDMI cable, a remote, and you just plug these things in the back, pair them up with the app, and you're golden. From a pure sound quality standpoint, the soundbar does alright for itself actually, although it's not gonna wow anyone over with its audio prowess anytime soon, I don't think, unless those said people have been living under a rock somewhere and this is the first soundbar they've ever seen and purchased. Then of course this is gonna sound like the bee's knees and everything. And especially also if you pay $500 for one of these tiny little boxes, you're gonna convince yourselves that it sounds good. But what I found is that sub bass is non-existent, low to mid bass has decent push out of the rear woofers, and only really come to fore when volume is above 35%. Now mids is the sweet spot here. There's plenty of focus and detail. Lower treble is also good, but once you get to the upper spectrum, things like S's and other sharp sounds like lit bomb fuses and screams are both harsh and tiring.
They shut down the main reactor. Destroys the shore. This is mad. We're doomed. There'll be no escape for the princess this time.
Surface temp rising.
Come on, sweetheart, just a little more. Just a little. Come on.
You out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right.
Now Atmos looks good in the marketing graphics, but in actuality, as you can expect from a box this size, the effects are weak. Even in a room with the average 8-foot high ceiling, the outward firing speakers just don't have the juice to get the job done in terms of immersive height effects. Perhaps my biggest beef with this thing is with these special features like TrueSpace and AI Dialogue and PSS. They're all AI-assisted software. And here's the problem. Relying on software and AI to proactively process audio data requires more processing power than this device can provide. And so, therefore, the experience is pretty jarring. For example, with AI Dialogue, more often than not, the system struggles to quickly identify sections of dialogue to boost. And even when it works, the effect isn't contrasting enough from other background sounds. Another one is personal surround system, whereby you can pair a set of ultra open clip-on earbuds with the speaker to create a surround sound space. Now, I have to give props to Bose for attempting this. It's fresh, it's different, and I was honestly super excited about the whole concept until I actually used it. And I should have known better from the get-go because the ultra opens are so horribly mismatched in comparison with the soundbar. And the problem here is threefold, I think. So firstly, the sound signature like between the two is way too different. And then secondly, the soundbar physically overpowers, it's the size thing, right? It physically overpowers the earbuds so much of the time. All I hear is audio from the main speaker. And finally, part of the problem is, again,
AI at any given time has a hard time deciding what to push to each device. The Bose Smart Soundbar is a compact piece of kit that packs clean sound at decent volume levels. You know, like too low you can't hear much, too high it falls apart really quickly. And there's also a decent amount of mod cons that some of you may find appealing at the end of the day. However, sitting at $500, it's really hard to see the Smart Soundbar as a good buy when you have something like TCL's Q-Class 5.1 soundbar system for $300. Or if you want something with tons more power and that can handle Atmos a lot better, you can get, for example, the fantastic Samsung Q800D for $200 more than the Bose. Now, what happens if you have the Bose Smart Soundbar 600, the previous gen? Now, if you look at the pictures and the specs, these two models are literally one and the same, except that the 600 doesn't come with any of the software-based features we mentioned a few minutes ago. So in other words, you're not missing out much, and yeah, just don't bother wasting your money upgrading. Well, this might be the last Bose product we'll ever see on this channel, considering the result we got, but this is how we roll here. I try to test and review things as objectively and honestly as I can, and if I don't like it, I'll say so, like in this case. But again, thanks to Bose for entrusting me with this product so I can share it with you guys. And still, Bose makes some great stuff, but I think like this is one of those duds. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. You guys are awesome, and remember to thumbs up this video, like it, subscribe, reshare it with your friends, and remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you, believe it or not. I love you all very much. Peace out and God bless.